Our condolences, because I know it has been very tough trying to get to your mom. You did get to her in the nick of time, but really it's the journey of how you got there in the nick of time that's so extraordinary too. So you almost missed your flight, knowing that you had what was originally going to be like a 40-minute amount of time in order to change planes.
That's right.
It kind of got condensed because of a delayed flight. But then what happened that you were able to make that flight?
Sure. So I was on the flight from San Francisco to Houston, trying to catch the last flight of the day from Houston to Lubbock, and I knew that it was very likely that I might miss that last flight. So I asked the flight attendant if, I told the flight attendant, Sophia, about, the situation, and so she said she would do everything she could. Well, I guess she did. After the service and an hour or so later, another flight attendant, Lon, came back and said the pilot was asking for the flight number for my flight from Houston to Lubbock. So I'm guessing what happened next is that they radioed ahead and made sure that everyone along the way was aware of what was happening.
And it really was an issue of compassion, wasn't it? Because you really, had fallen to pieces in your seat, realizing that you're not going to be able to make that connecting flight, and that flight attendant saw, you crying and wanted to know what was going on, and from the flight attendant to the pilot and beyond, everyone was very empathetic, could understand your situation, and really wanted to make something happen for you.
And they did, and so that's why I'm talking to you today. Is I just me and my family want to say thank you, when I realized that they were, trying to help me is when I really became emotional and needed some extra napkins. The compassion was overwhelming.
And in the end, at the end of that journey, you were able to make that connecting flight. You heard them over the loudspeaker saying, Mr. Drake, we've been waiting for you. You got on that flight. You were able to get to the hospital to see your mom. And really it was a matter of hours in which you had that contact with your mom and that she would pass away, right?
That's right. I got to spend the night with her and my dad in the hospital room that night, and about 4 a.m. was her last moment of coherence, where she woke up, and then the following morning she was dead. And had I not made that flight from Houston to Lubbock, I would not have been able to say goodbye.
Oh, well, Carrie Drake, thanks so much for sharing your story. So glad you got a chance to be reunited with your mom and have those very precious moments. And I know you've been sending out a big thanks to United Airlines and everyone along the way for helping to make it happen. All the best.
And thank you, Frederica, for helping me thank them.
All right. Thanks so much.